Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the Bincast. I am your host, Isaiah, with my two co-hosts, MG Naz and B Christian. How are you guys day today? How's your day today, good boys?
I'm doing good, Isaiah. I
Yeah,
had some good news today when I got home from work with Mike Tyson being fired, and it is 329 days till Christmas, so I'm excited.
yeah. And MG,
Hello, everyone.
Jesus.
I have a lot of energy today. I don't know why.
Ow!
What's up, everyone? It's the greatest podcast host ever, along with the
Cap,
greatest podcast, and today we're here with a great episode. So I can't wait.
And
I just want.
I want to introduce our two guests. We have two guests today. We have the most redneck, the most Bears fan that the second best Bears fan that I know, and the
Okay.
biggest forehead in the world. Jay.B, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
That's good. Thank you again for joining today. And we have
Mm-hmm.
the greatest rapper in our community, QC. How you doing, bro?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you
Excited
both
to
so
have
much. All right. Well,
Excited to have a Bears and a Vikings fan on.
yeah. Well,
Eh,
today's episode is gonna be pretty fun in my opinion. I've been waiting for this for a while now. And let's get right
Not-
into this. All right. So the first topic we're
Yes,
gonna talk
sir.
about, we're just gonna get this out of the way real quick. MG,
Yeah, let's do it.
Lakers,
What's up?
Sixers.
Yup.
You want to check it?
Lakers 60.
The Lakers lost to the Sixers, but I would give credit to the Lakers for coming back at the end. They did do that. I mean, LeBron carried the team towards the end. He did what he had to do. AD has not been showing up this whole season. That's been really frustrating as a Laker fan,
Yep.
knowing that your one of your best players has not been showing up. But
Uh-huh.
Tobias Harris, man, got the game winner, and not only that, and no one could guard him the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just give
Yeah,
props to you
man.
guys. Congratulations on the
Yep.
win, and we also lost to the Pistons. We're on back-to-back losses, and I feel sad.
Wait,
That's
how did you lose to the Pistons?
AD
my
was
guy?
out.
AD was out. and
Still, you
LeBron-
have LeBron.
Hmm.
You should beat the fucking Pistons.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you shit just like you gave me shit about losing
Blake
to
Griffin
the.
went off too. Blake Griffin was 5 for 10 from the
I
three-point
know.
line. That man,
Wow.
that boy woke up feeling dangerous because Blake Griffin was not having a good season.
I don't think he's had a good season since Lob City.
Yeah, but as far as the Sixers and Lakers though, Tobias Harris called game, bro. He Alex Caruso, he had no business defending Tobias Harris. That was a great play set up by Doc Rivers. He got Tobias Harris the mismatch, put Tobias Harris in a comfortable shot to shoot the ball, and he made it off the left elbow. Beautiful jumper, and hey man, we needed that. We needed that to boost our confidence. We beat the best team at that time, in the NBA. Embiid, before he it hurt his back in that game, he was dominating Anthony Davis. And then LeBron had the little foul. I'm not gonna get too mad at that. LeBron. There was a little push, but that happened. And we got the win. We got the win.
Then
That's all we need. And then tonight, or at the time of this recording, we just beat the Timberwolves and beat with another great game and beat with 37 points this game. He continues his MVP season. He continues to show why he's the best, most dominant center in the NBA. And it's just great to see, man. And the Lakers on a 2-game losing streak. That's unlikely for
it's
y'all.
it's
Hopefully, y'all can bounce back and get to Celtics though.
yeah, and bringing about that game. That game was so frustrating to watch as a Lakers fan because again we had so many opportunities to take the lead, and one time I remember it was in the third quarter against you guys. We had just came back down 10. And
Mhm.
AD had missed the shot. It was a wide open three. He missed the shot, and you guys went on a 10-0 run after that. We then
Yep.
again, and then it just kept happening and happening, and then in the fourth quarter, it happened again, and then until like the last couple of minutes, we caught up. AD hit the game what could have been the game winning shot to win us the game,
Mhm.
and then
Yep.
I don't know what AD did after the play. He was trying to cause a foul at mid court. I think he should have passed it. I think he had Caruso on the 3 line or even inside. He could have got it with a 0.2 seconds left and probably even shot the game-winning shot. But
Yeah.
you're not gonna get you're not gonna get a lot of that.
That was not smart, man.
Yeah.
I think we have like 2.4 seconds left on the clock.
2.4
Yeah, he
seconds
did.
left.
I
Tobias.
had no timeouts, but AD trying to draw a foul at the half court line. At least that's what it looked like. First off, I wouldn't have put the hands in AD. I wouldn't put the ball in AD's hands. If you want to get a lucky shot like that, you got to put it in a shooter's hands, like Caldwell Pope or Caruso. Like,
Even
I don't know what
LeBron.
he was doing. I don't know what he was doing on that half court play, but shout out to the Lakers, man. Y'all still one of the best teams in the NBA. And if we can get a finals matchup like this, that's gonna be close games like this. I'm honestly gonna be excited for this.
I don't want a finals matchup because I ain't trying to pay a jersey up. But
Yeah.
Well,
I think we they know the bet on we said it on the podcast.
yeah, we've said this many times on the podcast. But
Sadly, it's gonna be the Bucks. MG's gonna lose.
shut up.
Oh, okay. That Bucks, that's a different story. That's a whole different story.
All right, to get into the next topic, I want to bring our guest into this. Jay.B, well, let's talk about your Bulls for a minute here. How do you feel about your Bulls so far into this first half of the season?
Well, not a lot of Bulls fans had a lot of high hope for us to do really anything this year, but us getting rid of Garpax was definitely the right step. Our coach that we hired, it was Billy Donovan, if I recall.
Yep.
He's been pretty good. Seems like there's been a pretty good culture change, and if I recall, the Bulls are, what are they right now? 7 and 10. They're on a two. Yeah, they're on a 2-loss streak right now. I think they just lost to the Celtics and lost to the Lakers before that pretty badly as well. So
Yeah.
all you can ask for right now though is the culture change that we've been seeing so far and improvement with our young players. I like what I've seen so far from Patrick Williams, but we'll see.
Zach LaVine finally getting the credit that he deserves to be called an all-star. I really love this because he was getting, in my opinion, disrespected the last couple of years. And
if you recall, when the Bulls traded for him, all Zach LaVine and kind of even myself a little bit, all we really said about him is, okay, here's this dunk guy. That's all he can do is dunk. He's kind of these last couple of years in Chicago, he's really established himself as a shooter more.
Yep.
But
Shooting the mid-range, shooting a 3-point well, averaging 25 points per game last year, and now I believe he's averaging over 25 points per game this year.
If you remember when Chicago traded for him, he was actually coming off of the ACL tear as well. So that was a big concern for him. But he just got better.
yeah.
So
And that's good to
Y'all
hear.
did get rid of Jimmy Butler in that trade, but you got a younger player out of Zach LaVine, but you did give away Jimmy Butler. That was a draft night. That was a big trade on that draft night. I still remember that.
I was
trade.
pissed. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players still to this day, so I was definitely pissed about that. But
I love
for better
Jimmy.
beginnings, we got a young team. We got probably one of the youngest squads in the NBA, probably.
Besides the Spurs.
Besides the Spurs, there's still other. They're not definitely not the youngest, but top 5 probably.
And speaking of the Spurs, last time I checked, they were 4th in the division, and I want to say, Josh, before the season started, he said the Spurs were going to be a bottom 3 team in the West.
Well, when you got a young squad like that, Popovich is. I don't know. I agreed with him at the time, and you just never know with stuff like this. The chemistry is right there, just working right there.
Yeah.
It's
The
cool.
Spurs are the 4th seed. The Nuggets are the 5th seed. The Grizzlies are the 6th seed. But we got our 7th seed, Phoenix Suns here. Let's bring QC into this. QC, how do you feel about the Suns so far with the addition of Chris Paul, your favorite player of all time, Abdul Nader? How do you feel about the Suns team this year?
Well, overall, I feel like I'm excited about some things that I see, and I don't want to totally because I have a lot of things to say that are not going to sound good about the team, but I don't want to make it sound like I'm not proud of what we've been able to do so far, because we're 9-8 right now. We haven't played as many games as all the teams have, but we have a lot of things to work on. I have a lot of criticisms, but overall, I'm excited watching this team. They're playing fun basketball, and we can compete with anybody.
How do you feel about the new addition of Chris Paul?
I'm loving it. At first, obviously the first few games, everybody was criticizing him and all that, but he needed time to fall into place and figure out the rest of our guys. And he's doing a good job now, facilitating, and he's hitting a lot of his shots now. and he's hitting clutch shots for us. He's really like coming through in the clutch to give our team the best, opportunities to close out games, even though we're not doing it.
How do you, Devin Booker, averaging 9.9 points a game. How do you feel about him so far? I mean, he hasn't played since the 22nd. I guess.
Yeah, he's been underwhelming so far. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Okay. He's gonna do fine, I think. I just hope that he comes off this injury strong and doesn't miss any more time because of it.
Injury. And what you said, he's averaging 19, Isaiah.
Yeah,
he's gonna miss next game too. So hopefully that's the last game.
Well, at least Chris Paul's keeping you guys there in the mix-up for the playoff positions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I do think that I think we're right on the outside of being playoff contender. Like, if you don't count the play-in game, I feel like we're just right on that edge of really the only thing keeping us balancing between the two sides is execution. And we have failed to execute some of these endings of games that just a lot of mistakes and shit like that. And I'm just like, man, look, I know what we can do, and I'll call us a playoff team. But right now, the way we're playing right now, that's the difference maker. That's what's going to keep us outside of it if we don't make it. That type of shit.
Yeah. I got to make those in-game adjustments. Y'all got to make those in-game adjustments. Whatever y'all are doing right now to close out games obviously isn't working. I think an adjustment will come. And when you do get Devin Booker back, obviously that'll boost your team and give them the confidence when you have one of their best guys back. But how do you feel about DeAndre Ayton? He's really come alive this year. And he's showing that he's deserving of being in the starting lineup and deserving to be a top player for the Phoenix Suns.
I'm just proud to see him succeed, because he's had a lot of critics too. And to see him be able to do things like not just score and put moves on people, but to have awareness to find open guys and make nice passes and be ready for nice passes and things like that, and and put up fights against people like Jokic, you know what I mean? Like that's fun to see. I'm proud of where he's coming. I feel like this is going to be the year where NBA fans watch DeAndre Ayton grow as a player.
And
he ain't go up against Embiid yet, but he's doing good so far. Yeah. He didn't go up against the King, but nah,
I will say we did close out the Warriors game very well.
Oh yeah,
y'all did. You did. That was a great example against Steph Curry, a top 5 player in the NBA. You closed out the game, and I feel like that was impressive for your team to do that without Booker, to close out a team like the Warriors. The Warriors kind of been up and down this year, but to close out a good team like that, it's pretty good. Andrew Wiggins, he did well in the first half. Y'all made the adjustments to slow him down in the second half. Same with Eric Pascal. Obviously, Steph Curry is Steph Curry, and there's kind of no stopping him. But the Warriors, as far as their other guys, you made adjustments in the end of the game to slow those other guys down and force Curry to face these double teams and force him to shoot these contested shots at the end of games. And then Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton at the end of the game. It was just great to see. And I think chemistry will build over time. And then when you get Booker back, the Suns team can be really, really underrated if they can make the playoffs and sneak into a playoff spot. And hopefully they can do good things if they get there.
QC, is this the funnest you've ever been as a Suns fan?
The most
watch
fun?
them?
No, definitely not. No. Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire,
Oh,
Raja Bell, Boris Diaw. That team was
but here's man, you guys.
But I love this team. I'm glad it's. You don't know how nice it is as a Suns fan to have something to watch. You know what I mean? Like, because even if we're 9-8 right now, we're damn near 500, but I'm still having fun watching every game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can compete. That brings me back to we can compete with the best, but we also have competitive games against some of the worst teams, which is, got to clean that up.
Yeah. Got to play that better. Well, I think we're done with basketball talk. Do you guys want anything else to say?
I just want to say, how the fuck do you lose to the Pelicans, Milwaukee? How the fuck? Why do you allow Eric Bledsoe to score 25 points? Why?
That's turn. Well, be Christian. I think your heart's gonna be broken more here. One of the main reasons why we brought QC. Make sure to follow QC on his YouTube channels. He has two. One for music. Go listen to his music and his gaming. He does good gaming right there with Rocket League and Warzone. And then you got Jay.B, the goddamn best redneck I know. You can follow him too at Jay.B Sports Talks.
Hey, that's cap.
And well, let's get into this. The Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
The Green Bay Packers lost in the NFC Championship game. They're 0-4 in the last 7 years.
Since we won it.
Since they won it. Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna talk shit first. I want to hear Jay.B, who's been a Bears fan, who's been basically been Aaron Rodgers' bitch for majority of his season.
Hey, he's playoff Rodgers' bitch too.
Yeah, but you want to speak your mind about this?
You know what? Out of all respect to QC being the elder here, QC, he's probably hurt your heart a lot more than mine. Same with fucking Brett Favre, because you're the old head here. You spin it off.
That is true.
QC seen good shit with Brett Favre though, Jay.B.
I mean, that was by our own hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's different kind of heartbreak.
Tough.
Yeah.
So
Brett Favre, dude.
The floor is
He
yours.
broke my heart.
The floor is yours,
Before it
QC.
even goes, QC, how did you feel that Brett Favre tortured the Vikings his whole career, then went to the Vikings? How did that feel as a Viking fan?
Yeah.
For me, I fucking hated it more than anything in the world. I absolutely, I don't know, man. I don't know what to compare it to. I don't have an analogy for you or a metaphor or nothing. It just, I was like, no, why? You know? And then he started playing for us and doing well. Obviously, that changed things a little bit, made me come around to him more. And then when we brought him back the second year, it was like, all right, well, let's go fuck somebody's day up with Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, didn't you guys have the? Yeah. Wasn't 2009 the year brought him in, or was it 2008?
Oh wait,
I thought he was on the Jets on 08.
No.
Nah, did he go to the Vikings first, then the Jets?
No, he went Jets then Vikings.
Okay. Alright, but Jay.B, QC, whoever wants to start ranting about the Green Bay Packers, because that's probably the main reason why we brought them on here.
Yeah.
Was the rant about the Green Bay Packers and just kind of just clearly, like, just let it all out, because the Packers deserve every criticism they get right now, and the two NFC North fans deserve to go off.
Yes.
So who wants to start?
QC, you want to spin it?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Alright. Look, I'm not gonna be like a biased fan and just shit on everything and say they're all bums, because they're not. But you know, they have good talent there. They've had good wins there. I'll give credit when it's due. But Aaron Rodgers, we'll give him his credit. A lot of the reason, I'm sure QC could agree with this, a lot of the reason us NFC North fans and a lot of people even hate him is because he's so fucking good. If you hate the guy, it's probably because he just broke your heart at one point.
Yeah.
But he probably broke your heart in the regular season, though, because it's not all he's fucking good for. I just want to say, like, we've all had this debate a couple times, and now, you know, we've had this debate recently here in our Discord that Eli Manning is probably been a better playoff quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Like, how are you going to call a guy a top 3 quarterback of history time? And his one Super Bowl is when he had James Jones, Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson when he was still young. Let's not mention that fucking defense with fucking. But then you have B.J. Matthews, A.J.
Charles Woodson,
Charles Woodson,
Landon Collins,
Landon.
like,
they didn't Landon Collins.
yeah, we did.
Jesus. Anyways, no, you didn't. My point is.
No, that was like someone else.
Yeah, not your respect. My point is, Aaron Rodgers, you know, he's a great quarterback. You got to give the man his respect. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of his moments, a lot of his great moments, just came from beating up on NFC opponents.
Well, you're not wrong there, but you also have to forget too. He also beat up on the Cowboys.
Oh,
Cannot forget that.
And
Yo,
NFC
Aaron
East team.
Rodgers
Right.
is known for beating the Cowboys and beating the Bears, Vikings, and the Lions. His two greatest plays, arguably, are against the Lions. Some Hail Marys there. One of his greatest playoff plays was against the Cowboys. Was a Jared Cook sideline catch, which was an absolute fucking dime, by the way.
It was dime. To be honest, when that catch happened, I was crying in joy. I was like, I thought momentum was going Dallas's way and we would choke it. I honestly did.
I do want to say one thing too. It's not only Rodgers, because there's situations where his defense was not.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me started on that.
Just sit the bet on him. But I do want to say one thing. And B. Christian, you're like the one exception, but I swear to God, it's the rest of you Packers fans. The one reason why I'm so happy that you guys just choked another game in the NFC Championship. Three picks, and you scored 6 points. That's not on the ref. And I'm sick of these Packers fans. I'm sure QC will agree with this too. I mean, I wish we had a fucking Lions fan in here for this too. Every fucking year, the Packers get fucking blown by the goddamn refs, and they're okay with it. They don't even turn the fucking cheek. They don't even care until they lose in an important game, and then they all against them. It's like, okay, what were you saying the 16 weeks before that?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. This game was not on the refs because Packers fans are saying that was on PI. That was obvious PI. He grabbed the jersey, slowed down Godwin. Obvious PI. And we did. You're right. We did have 3 turnovers, and we only got 1 touchdown off it. Roger said himself that we should have scored on those or scored more on those turnovers. We should have took advantage, but we didn't.
Yep.
And on that one, I blame play calling on LaFleur and the old line for not giving Rodgers time. All 3 times. Oh, don't get me started on King.
Okay, but
and by the way, Equanimeous St. Brown dropping the 2-point conversion. You shouldn't have went for it there, but
we should.
St. Brown is such a bum. Like, that was such wide open.
I agree.
And he is gonna get cut after this season.
I don't know.
That drop just lost him his NFL job potentially. How do you drop such an easy pass from such an accurate quarterback? Like, I don't get it.
Well, this team this year has been full of the drops unless your name's Javonte Adams.
Yeah, and Robert Tonyan hasn't dropped the ball, but Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I want to talk about him a little bit before QC goes.
I do too.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 100 plus yards, and he had 1 big touchdown, and he had a big catch on I believe was one of the last drives the Packers had. He broke some tackles, and he had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you know, the Packers fans, they like to criticize him. He had a good game this game. Davante Adams had a touchdown, I believe over 60 yards. He had a good game this game. Aaron Jones was injured. AJ Dillon, he had a good game, but you didn't run it with him enough. What is up with Matt LaFleur and this play calling? And
I want to say this.
Doing all these bad things.
I'm
not
glad.
Dillon, not letting Davante Adams get over 10 targets in a playoff game. And another question before Hayden and QC goes, why? And I believe we can blame Aaron Rodgers, but why is Matt LaFleur not getting a lot of the blame in this game? They're just blaming Aaron Rodgers and Kevin King. Exactly. I just want you to explain that before QC goes.
Well, yeah, I agree. I was mad when I was looking at the stats because, like, even in the game, I noticed Dillon was not doing bad. He had 3 carries for 17 yards. He averaged 5 yards a carry. If a man is averaging 5 yards a carry and you're only down by 8 in the beginning of the 4th, why are you trying to pass it on any play instead of running? And Jamal Williams had 7 carries for 23 yards. And Aaron Jones, before he got hurt, was 6 carries for 27. Like, the running backs weren't doing bad. Like, well, why did you abandon it? You got too pass happy. You did this last year too in the NFC Championship game before it was a true-on blowout. Because I remember we were trying to pass it because we were down by 14 when we couldn't run it in the first quarter. Like, 14, you can still run it. The Vikings did it against us before, and they kept it close. Like, teams can run the ball when you're down 14. 21, I would accept more passes, but you were going into the game, like, 4th quarter, down 8, and you stop running. Like, that's not LaFleur.
It's all a matter of time.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Has nothing to do with how much you're down by. You can be down by fucking 25, 28. If it's the first quarter, you can still run the ball.
Yeah,
I agree.
and
Say that to Matt Nagy.
yeah,
Flirt.
but with Florida, looked like Matt Nagy in that game. End of the game.
What matter it is anymore?
Yeah, I get it. You guys were down, but on that, especially on that last drive you guys had, you guys need to run it with AJ Dillon on that drive. AJ Dillon averaged what, 5 yards a carry almost?
5.7. 5.7
yards a carry. You give it to AJ Dillon, your power running back, who can stuff it in on at least for 2 plays that time. And another thing, Aaron Rodgers on that play, that last play when on third down before they kicked the field goal, he tried to force a ball to Devontae Adams, and I get it. Your best receiver has to get the ball in crucial moments. But B. Christensen, I said before that drive, I messaged the group chat. I said on this drive, Rodgers has to be clutch, and you agreed. On that drive, you at least run the ball. Let's say he doesn't get a touchdown right there. You at least get to the 1 yard line. He wouldn't have. And that's 4th and goal at the 1 yard line.
I did some research on that play. What we saw was the TV angle, and the TV angle showed a lot of green. But what it did show was all the linebackers on like the goal line, just watching him ready to make it play, like stuff him at the 5 to 6 yard line. That's the thing that TV didn't show. Don't get me wrong. I think he still should have ran it. Maybe get like to the 4 if we're lucky. If not 5 yard line, easier 4th and goal. I agree with you there. He should have still ran it, but that's the thing. People think, oh, it would have been a touchdown. It would not have. Seeing that angle, and Rodgers only has 1 juke, and he could not juke out 20 guys, basically.
Oh, just like Tom Brady, juke Bryant Urlacher. Sorry, Jay.B.
That's one of my favorite moments.
But yeah, I mean, it's all good though. The Packers lost, but QC, how do you feel about the Packers once again failing in the NFC Championship, and now they're 0-4 since that 2010 Super Bowl run? How do you feel about this, QC?
Well, I'm gonna have the same approach as Jay.B. I'm not gonna act like the Packers ain't shit because of it or something like that, you know. Let me paint a picture for you though. You're a Vikings fan, right? You're growing up, and Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers are like the big brother of the division, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be them. They put you in your place all the time, and all you want to do is be better than them. And they've been holding you down for so long. Well, Brett Favre finally retires, and this new guy comes in named Aaron Rodgers, who you are just like not impressed by at all, right? And then he starts just absolutely fucking tearing up the league, and it never stops. Mm-hmm. This guy you hate him. You know what I mean? He's not even Brett Favre. He's worse because he came after Brett Favre, and it continues the process. So all you want for this guy is to watch him fail. Through all his successes, at the end of the day, all I want to do is see him fail, you know, and the team. And so every time they've failed since the Super Bowl, and including this one, it's just so sweet to sit back and watch. Now, like I said, I got to give them props. I just did. But that's what it is as a Vikings fan. You know what I mean? I love it. I love the fucking... I love every part of it. Blaming the ref, the fucking inner arguing between the fan base and everything. Like, it's just... Sorry, B. Christensen. Like, you know, I love it. Congratulations on getting there. I love it.
I loved it when you choked in 2017.
Well,
loved it.
Well, they didn't choke in 2017. They got their they kind of got ran out the building by
people were expecting them to win though.
They actually did choke. True. They had a 7-0 lead in the first quarter, and Patrick Robinson with the pick 6, and that was history. But
that's
sorry,
true.
QC. I know Case Keenum. You know he couldn't handle the pressure. But I mean, if you're looking at it from a Vikings fan and Bears fan perspective, I would be so hyped right now because guess what? If I have a guy like Aaron Rodgers ruining my division, ruining my fandom, ruining my fun, if I had a guy like that, I would just every time he loses, I'd just be like so happy. Now, luckily, as an Eagles fan, we don't really have a guy like Rodgers who ran our division. Usually, the quarterbacks who did well in our division Dak Prescott, he doesn't rule the division. Guys like Michael Vick was on our team. He ran the division. Donovan McNabb, Tony Romo. Those guys were in Aaron Rodgers. So as much as I hated Tony Romo, the Bears and Vikings fans probably hate Aaron Rodgers more because Aaron Rodgers is way more successful than Tony Romo. So yeah. And I was in your guys' shoes, I'd just be so hyped. And after the Packers lost, I just had a big smile on that face, thinking about all the Bears fans suffered. And I give the Bears fans crap for the double doink. Seeing Aaron Rodgers on that sideline, frustrated. First off, his hairstyle in that Buccaneers game, what he was doing, he had like bangs on the side of his head.
It's bad.
Just seeing him frustrated with those bangs on his head, it just made me smile because I just thought about all the pain the Bears fans, the Vikings fans, the Lions fans had to deal with, from Hail Marys to Randall Cobb plays on 4th down to beating the Bears in the playoffs. BJ Raji plays
4th and 9.
Beating 4th and 9 with Randall Cobb.
4th and 8.
Like you have, if I was a Bears, Vikings, or Lions fan, I would just be so happy right now because you see Aaron Rodgers prove time and time again. And I want to say something. And B. Christensen, I think we both have to make this apology. Against the LA Rams, Isaiah said that Aaron Rodgers was a regular season quarterback. And we said no. Well, Isaiah disproved it. He is nothing but a great regular season quarterback, a good playoff quarterback until he goes in the NFC Championship. Aaron Rodgers cannot get it done in the NFC Championship. Eli Manning has won more games in the NFC Championship than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers have a 20% win percentage in the NFC Championship. His only win was with one of the best receiving corps in Packers history. You lost to the Giants when they were 9-7 in the playoffs. You were 15-1.
Yep.
You had Aaron Rodgers that year. You lost to Seattle. You choked that game. You had Aaron Rodgers that year. You lost to Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. You had Aaron Rodgers that year. You lost to the San Francisco 40 run game, and you had Aaron Rodgers that year. And now this year, you had to face a 43-year-old, aging, old, washed up Tom Brady with the old, washed up Rob Gronkowski and his good receiving core. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers, once again, could not get the job done. Aaron Rodgers is officially one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks, but just like Dan Marino, he cannot get it done in the postseason. He cannot get it done.
Okay.
As much
as okay, go ahead, be Christian, because
I was gonna say, as much as this is gonna kill me, I have to sadly agree.
Say it, and be Christian. Say it. I want to hear you say it.
It killed me to say it, but Isaiah, you were right.
Thank you.
Aaron Rodgers is a regular season quarterback. Yeah, man, he's a better playoff quarterback.
All right.
But before you go, I want to say one thing. MG, you may have been happy. I was depressed.
All right, well.
Oh, I know. You seen your
I do
video.
gotta go into the
crying.
refs too.
Yeah. We seen your crying video, B. You got 300 views on that. We seen it. You were depressed. And guess what?
It was
it
funny.
put a smile on Bears fans and Lions fans and
fuck yeah,
Vikings
it
fans' face to see a Packer fan cry. Because guess what? That's what Aaron Rodgers did to Jay.B. as a kid. That's what Aaron Rodgers did to QC as a kid. Made him cry. And you felt the
As a young man, goddammit.
As a young man.
All right.
As a young man, Aaron Rodgers made these guys cry as kids, and now you have to feel the pain.
Can I make one take here?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All jokes aside, we could all laugh like, yeah, we gotta laugh at you guys for this. QC, I know you're worried about this too. The Packers have another guy sitting on their bench that they just took in the first round.
If this is another
I'm not gonna worry about that
Rodgers
until the day
story,
comes.
that's it. The Packers have
I swear to
the
God.
Packers have good quarterback juju.
You know,
But Jay.B, you know what you shouldn't be worried
sticking
about?
around for 15 years.
Jordan Love going to the Bears.
No, you know what you shouldn't be worried about though, JB? If this
What's
is
that?
another regular season quarterback, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you're right. They'll turn this up in the regular season though.
All right, well, I think.
But Isaiah, go ahead.
All right, well, since this whole playoff game started, since the whole playoff started, I've been saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't gonna do shit. I said that he was going to lose to the Rams because of that defense. I was wrong. I'll admit that. Then he comes into the NFC Championship game. He loses. And I'm not going to blame Matt LaFleur for that last decision to kick the field goal, for the simple fact that that defense had 3 interceptions in that fourth quarter. 3.
Mm-hmm.
And as a coach in that position, I'm going to trust my defense. When their defense came up so clutch in that fourth quarter. But what about that bad man in Aaron Rodgers? I believe it was a sack, it was a sack, and a punt.
Sack, punt. Yep. The other 2 turnovers.
Then after that, you gave up a field goal. You guys scored a touchdown, and then you try to go down the field. No, you scored a touchdown. They kicked the field goal. Aaron Rodgers should have ran the ball on that on that third down play. Why are you gonna force it to a guy who's been double teamed, who's been guarded so good that whole game?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a bad play. I'm gonna disagree with Christian. Even if he juked out, he still would have got to inside the 5-yard line, and he would have been able to go for it, because I think Aaron Rodgers inside the goal line is one of the best offensive.
Yeah.
I
agree. We should have still went for it, but if he would have ran it,
I'm not gonna shit on Matt LaFleur for that. And
I'm not either. That's not his fault.
And to what Jay.B. and QC said, I don't have to go through the suffering they do every year, but when we play the Packers, it feels good to see them lose, because as a Niner fan, you're always in that back of the head that you could have had Aaron Rodgers. This could have been our guy. And you always have that. Everybody tells you, oh, you could have had Aaron Rodgers instead of bum-ass Jimmy G. Oh, you could have had Aaron Rodgers.
Like the Mahomes situation.
Yeah, exactly. And that frustrates me so much. And, it's not as bad as 4th and 9, being a fucking Vikings fan. But I'm a Niner fan. And I want to read these stats real quick from Aaron Rodgers, all 5 NFC Championship games, even the Super Bowl one. Aaron Rodgers in 2010 went 17 of 30, 244 yards, 0 touchdowns, and interceptions. He still wasn't even good in that NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But
our defense carried us. Yeah, our defense carried us. Mm-hmm. Rodgers needs a good defense in the playoffs. That's why I'm kind of happy about Mike Penton going, because if you look, like, this team last year, before we got exposed by the Niners, like, credit to the Niners, we were ranked 11. And he still wasn't from. Imagine if we had a top defense coordinator. That team could have been a top 10, top 7 defense team. And who knows, maybe we would have even had a better defense, stop Brady on a couple drives, and win the game. Like, Rodgers needs a good defense. He cannot do it by himself. But it's a team game, not a player game.
But again, if you're going to say he needs a defense to always win, then why are you going to say he's clutch when it matters?
Because clutch when it matters most.
When it matters most in games like this, in crunch time. Yeah. I'm not saying regular season, I'm saying playoff wise. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he show up?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he?
Well, you did mention defense. That is true. I agree. Like, he should be clutch too, because it's a team game. And when he's clutch, that O-line's being clutch. When he's clutch, the wideouts are coming in big. Rodgers is not, like, he cannot do it by himself. No one can. Not even Mahomes.
Brady can. Brady's team went down 28-3 in 3 quarters. His defense was so trash that game, and he was able to be clutch. Why? Because he's a clutch playoff quarterback. Brady did not need the defense in that Falcons game. They gave up 28 points in 3 quarters, and Brady was able to be clutch.
In the second half of that game, though.
Also, you say every quarterback needs one. How about the Eagles' defense when we won the Super Bowl? We gave up 500 yards to Tom Brady. Our defense was not good that game. But guess what? Nick Foles still came up in clutch. Why? Because he had the clutch in that game. So not all quarterbacks need defenses, because it's been proven that quarterbacks can win. The Chiefs, prime example.
We're not talking about that.
Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not even doing this to roast you, Isaiah. But Jimmy G in the first half of that Super Bowl was doing well. The run game was doing well. And what did Patrick Mahomes do? No matter how much that defense, the Chiefs defense, was letting Jimmy G have his way, guess what? Patrick Mahomes came up clutch. These clutch quarterbacks in the playoffs, no matter who their defense is, they're gonna come up clutch because they have the clutch gene. Because they can get the team to rally around them. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the ability in the playoffs to have that team rally around
Yeah,
him.
I'll give you that. Yes, that is true. The person who the team rallied around back in 2010 was Charles Woodson. He was the team leader that year. Like, there's videos of it where he like would give motivation speech. He even sent a letter to President Obama at the time saying, "Hey, we're coming to the White House." Straight up said that to him.
But why you okay? So if you're gonna say you need a good defensive player like that, then why isn't Jair Alexander like that?
What I was trying to say is, I wasn't trying to say. What I was trying to say is that we need a team leader to step up. That
Why is Aaron like team leader in the playoffs?
I know, because this was Aaron's. This back end of the year was the first time before said Aaron Rodgers started to be a team leader. He's seen, like, overall, even Rodgers said that, like, because usually he stays out of that kind of stuff, and like he said it, but he's been put on to the speeches, and like Rodgers, I don't see him as a team leader. Like, I see him as a good quarterback, but he's not that person, that leader that this team needs. Like, he wasn't the leader back in 2010. He wasn't the leader back in 2014, 2016, 2019, and in the beginning of the season.
I got some shit to let out whenever you guys are done.
Yep. Like, he's not that leader, in my opinion. And we need that leader. That's what we need to find.
Let me finish these stats. And then in 2014 against Seattle, he went 19 of 34, 178 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So in 2 NFC Championship games, he has 4 total interceptions and 1 touchdown. 2016, he played against the Falcons, 27 of 45, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. In my opinion, 2 of those touchdowns were in shit hours. So, but
he still got
him. 2019, 31 of 39, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. One of them was for the game-ending interception. 2020, 33 of 48, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, that's his second best playoff performance, and he lost. Both of his 2 best playoff performances, he lost. His worst playoff performance, he won in the NFC Championship. In total, Aaron Rodgers is 127 of 196, 1,381 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, and he is 4-1 in the NFC Championship game.
Wow.
And not only that, is he also, I'm not going to include that he lost to the Giants, as MG also had said. Losing to the Giants, that Giants team, and I'm telling you, I've been saying this, and I'm going to stand by this. All it takes is a good defense. You can have a mediocre offense, and you're winning against the Packers. I mean, unless you're the Bears.
If you have a good defense against the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be clutch in the playoffs.
Unless you're the Bears.
Yeah.
The only time this team succeeds in the playoffs is if our defense is good. Only time.
Yeah. I like Aaron Rodgers because I think he's a very talented guy.
Yeah.
And he's broken a lot of records for the Packers. He's done a lot for the Packers. But the bottom line is, Aaron Rodgers is not a good regular season quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, not a good playoff quarterback. He's a great regular season quarterback.
Yeah.
There's some quarterbacks who are not as talented as him, but when it comes to clutch time and it comes to playoffs, it's a lot. It's a lot of guys. I can say he's more clutch than Rodgers.
And I can name 2 of them right now: Joe Flacco and Eli Manning.
Joe Flacco.
I can name Eli Manning.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning's more clutch. Tom Brady's obviously more clutch.
Oh, and I want to speak about Tom Brady. He's now leading the series, now 3-1 in that series.
He is. Yes, he is.
Rodgers versus Brady.
Brady, and
3-1.
he did it. And Kevin King, I want to speak about that game again. Kevin King, I think he doesn't deserve an NFL job after that.
I agree. I totally agree with you. If you have not seen my video, I tear into Kevin King a lot. I've been defending that man the whole year.
Started crying.
That was before. So shut up. I've been defending him.
No, it made him cry.
Yeah. No. Okay. No, but I've been defending Kevin King all year, saying, "Oh, like he can do it. He can do it when he needs to." But Kevin King, you are a dumbass. You prove me wrong. You don't deserve a job. You deserve to fucking be homeless. I'm just so pissed off.
And not only that, I also want to talk about the offensive line that you've been praising this whole playoff game. And I told you, if Aaron Donald was healthy, you're not winning that game. Aaron Donald wasn't healthy. You come into that game with the same offensive line, Shaq Barrett and Pierre Paul with fucking 3 fingers, ate up Aaron Rodgers.
To be honest, the problem with that O-line was the tackles.
Wait, before you continue.
Because
but you said you weren't
out, and we have a bum ass Rick Wagner.
But you said that it was fine. You said that our offensive line can handle this. Remember, next man up.
I was wrong.
Next man up.
I was wrong. Yeah, I still believe in next man up. That's why I want
Kevin King will be fine. That backfired.
Yeah, okay, but I agree. Like I still believe in next man up. Like if you cannot succeed, like if you cannot do good, you don't deserve a spot in the team. And I agree with Billy Turner and Wagner should be replaced. I say we should draft a right tackle. When Bakhtiari come back healthy, we'll be fine, and just sign a veteran in the offseason as a backup.
Even though I said I wasn't gonna say this, but B. Christian, last week's on Poundcast, you were saying that the next man up, right? And then you make the excuse, and then I bring up how you guys lost to the Bucks in the regular season. You're like, well, we didn't have our players, but I didn't say that in the podcast that time. But you're such a hypocrite. And with you saying next man up, they did that too. They said next man up. They literally lost both their starting safeties that game, and they next man up and they won.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to the Bucks safety. They actually the Bucks going to the game. You lose your best safety. And then in the game, you lose your next, your free safety or strong safety. I can't remember which one was which. But you lose both of your starting. Yeah, you lose the Rookie of the Year contender to an injury. That's just good. I gotta give credit to that defensive coaching staff for preparing these people.
Todd Bowles, he's a beast.
Yeah, he is. He schemed good, and I gotta give credit to him.
It's and not only that, I want to say this too. Aaron Rodgers did say in that post-game interview that not everybody's certain. How do you feel about that, B. Kirsten? He's not.
Well, you see, I have 2 parts. First part is the day up. The day off, I was pissed off because I thought he was trying to get out of here, showing that I made a whole video about it before I saw what he said on Monday, but I was mad. I was very pissed off, thinking hey, he's bitching out a team that actually is a contender, and he wants to go to a team that's probably worse and won't be a contender. But then what he said Monday on the Pat McAfee show, he said he was saying that he doesn't want to leave. He's saying his future is uncertain because of the organization. Because before he thought he was going to retire Packer, but then Jordan Love happened, and now he's unsure. Are they going to roll with Love or what's going to happen? That's what he was saying. He wants to stay at Packer his life. So that's helped ease me. And then what the team was saying, Mark Murphy, Matt LaFleur, I have not heard of the Guns. He has an interview on Monday, but they're saying how oh, we're not stupid. We're going to actually keep Rodgers. That helped reach him.
And one more thing before QC. I think QC wanted to say something before he goes. Aaron Rodgers bitched and whined for 7 years, saying that all it takes is for him to get one at home. He gets one at home, and he loses.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, hold before you go. In my opinion, that affects his legacy as a quarterback so much because he bitched and whined for so long, saying, "Ew, it's a different game when you're out there. It's this and that." Saying, when it's 30 degrees, it's different. You don't know how these teams don't know how to play in this degree weather, right? He finally gets it at home. He loses, and it's not mainly on him. I'm not gonna put all the blame on him.
Florida team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta forget they had Tom Brady and Gronk.
But wait. Last week's
I'm not saying that's not it. That's not it.
And also last week's episode.
That's still a team effort, but it's not just a total floor.
And last week's episode too, you did say that that the Bucks were gonna have a slow start in the first half. They scored a bunch on you guys.
They did. They proved me wrong there. I thought Tom Brady would take like a quarter or two to wear off like his cold gene rust, but I was wrong.
But
He proved me wrong.
I didn't understand what you meant by
still
that, though.
said it was going to be a good game at that. I still said we could lose. Like, I never denied that. But I thought I was wrong. I thought he would take him a quarter to wear off the rust. And, the Packers are known for the second quarter. So I thought that's when it would get interesting. I thought the first quarter would be a low-scoring game, like a 7-0.
All right.
Well,
And QC?
I'm sorry to say it, but you thought wrong.
Yep.
I
QC.
did. I was wrong.
Want to say those words you've been waiting to say?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't get any shitting on the Packers out, really. You know, I was just stating facts.
Yeah.
So, first of all, like you were talking about Rodgers being a team leader, seeing him go to the sideline and be like, get a stop, defense, get a stop. We need to stop. You know what I mean? And then for them not to get that, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Let's go.
that was probably mentally draining on him.
And then for him not to run for that, pickup, which could have been a touchdown. I mean, you don't know how those defenders are going to beat the quarterback of all positions. Like, he might have been able to get that. But like MG said, he could get into or Isaiah or whoever said it. He could have got inside the 5 or on the goal line to go for it. But
he could have.
And then my main thing, the Packers fans have rights just as every other fan base to bitch about the refs, and you can criticize them all you want. I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to the game, this specific game, once that criticism it becomes an excuse, I got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Because
I agree.
Packers could have easily won that game.
We could have.
You know what I mean? That drive goes differently. We're having a completely different discussion about Aaron Rodgers' entire postseason history and everything, and they're in the Super Bowl. But obviously, that's not what happened. But anyway, yes, I know on the play where they threw the flag on the Packers for pass interference, there was holding in the background going on against the Buccaneers.
Yes.
That didn't get called. I know that. Whatever. But this is one thing I see. Go ahead.
Holding calls get missed all the time, so I'm not
yeah.
surprised about that one.
Right. But I seen a few, just the individual Packers fans. I'm not going to put this on the whole fan base because that shit's whack. But I seen some people sharing a picture that was like, take a look at these two plays. One was a penalty and one was not. And it was the receiver for the Buccaneers. Who did they get called on?
It was Johnson.
Johnson. The rookie receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it showed him diving away from the CB as if he wasn't just holding his jersey 2 seconds beforehand. And in me, I'm like, bro, you're going this far? That's how I know them tears are salty, and I'm fucking tasting that salt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to say
that.
I want to say this too, but the fans don't realize they're just thinking of that one play. They think of the Emily Zard no holding call that turned into a pick, and they're thinking of this actual flag on Kevin King. But they do not realize the whole game, both sides were being physical. So if they were going to throw a flag on one side, they have to do it to the other. So they had to do it unless it was very, very obvious. It was said many times that they were letting them play it out.
That play we're talking about where Rodgers didn't run it in for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and rewatch that, there's a fucking blatant hold they didn't call on that one.
There was a
Shaq Barrett, number 58.
Shaq
Barrett.
Your right guard. Shaq Barrett was doing the bull rush straight at the right guard, and your right guard held him. And
they do that perfectly.
Shaq Barrett was like, "Yo, you didn't see the hold?"
Yeah.
Well, and
like, it's just.
Not only that, if you go looking at back in the backfield where Aaron Rodgers was trying to throw, Devin White was holding Devontae Adams in the end zone. He put his hand out and held his jersey back. If you go back, he actually did.
You call both holding, that's offsetting penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Replay third down.
Yeah, that's it. It was a physical game, and I like seeing these physical games as an NFL fan. And when I see fan bases using these, like only blaming it for like the other team, but not taking account for their own team making the same mistake, it pisses me off. Like when I see them blaming the refs for this loss, no, it's on the team. It's on LaFleur. It's play calling. what he did during the picks that we never converted on. It's on that O line not blocking for Rodgers. It's on Rodgers not running. It's on Devontae Adams not getting open. Like it's on the players, not the refs. It never is. Like I don't even think that Saints game was on the refs. Like yes, it could have changed the game, but still the Saints had opportunities. The Packers had opportunities. Like the only game that you can kind of argue was like that did affect the refs did affect is the Hail Mary, but still you still have there's opportunities.
Yeah.
And with that, if we're done shitting on the Packers, we can move on to the next.
Oh, one more
segment.
thing about the Packers. One more thing.
Okay.
Just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles has the same amount of NFC Championship wins as Aaron Rodgers. Let that sink in your head, people.
Can I actually say one more thing as well?
Yes.
Just a little bubble here. Hayden, you kind of made my point of this earlier too.
Yeah.
When you were saying, imagine if Rodgers had that defense again.
Yeah.
How many times in the last 5, maybe even since that Super Bowl, have the Packers and the Packers fans said that? Like, oh, just imagine if we get him a number 1 receiver. They did that.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if we get rid of McCarthy now and get a better coach. They did that.
We did.
No, just imagine if we invest on the defense and bring in more pass rushers. They did that with the Smith Bros and Adrian Amos. They even tried to take Kyle Fuller from us. And what happened? Still the same fucking results. Losing in the NFC Championship twice.
What happened if we get a good corner to replace Charles Woodson? You got Jair Alexander.
That was like 10 years down the road.
Wait, what do you mean?
How did that happen?
It's Kevin King who's the best wide receiver.
You wanted.
We did.
And now this year, what is it, Jay.B? What if we got the refs on our side?
Oh, the other one was just wait until we get Rodgers a number 1 running back, and so he doesn't have this committee. Got Aaron Jones. What happened? So
Aaron Jones.
Still waiting.
Yeah, like I agree. Like we're making
bittersweet. You know, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Salty.
I'm never gonna go to what if the restaurant side. Never. I'm never gonna go to that. Like MG said, but like I always like think of what if. Like what ifs. Like you do not know because every game.
Yeah, me
you
too.
get a
What if
different
Cody Parkey
explosion.
made that fucking kick?
Yeah, like for me, the new one is what. Like before this one was what if we got rid of Mike Patton? It happens, and we'll see what happens next.
Oh, now it's the new what if.
I know that's why I gotta say it. I said it in my video that's out now. Mike Patton is kind of holding back this defense. He was holding back the Russian defense. He ruined the pass defense this last game. These guys. He had all these starts and Amos, Savage, Jair, the Smiths. I'm thinking upcoming starting Barnes, Kenny Clark. Like he has all these talent, but he cannot get them to work. It just shows to me it's coaching for the defense. It's the coaching that's the problem.
Wait, ruined the pass defense. You guys got 3 interceptions on Tom Brady.
Did you see? Well, I'm mainly.
Kevin King sucks. Right?
Yeah.
Kevin King. Don't blame Mike Patton on Kevin King because if Kevin King can be on the Legion of Boom and still have a bad defensive game.
I know, but still, Mike Patton is a coach, and he is supposed to coach that defense. So,
ladies and gentlemen, the new Packers what if they have a good defensive coordinator? They fired Mike Patton. Now let's see them get a good defensive coordinator. What's there gonna be excuse next year?
I have a question.
And a linebacker.
What's his name? Who's the old head coach from what's his name? The old head coach from Detroit.
Oh, Matt Patricia. He went with he signed back with the Patriots already.
He did. You double checked it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
You could have hired Lovie Smith, but apparently he's a DC now for the Texans.
Yeah, but I wanted if Patricia was still a D coordinator out there, I wanted him.
Why would
should have got Dan Quinn if Dallas didn't get him?
Yeah, there's
Mike
so
Singletary
many.
goes to Green Bay as a DC.
I'm
Mike
mad.
Singletary is interested in the Bears.
Yeah. No, wait. Did the Bears get it?
We already got our
interviewed
DC.
him, yeah, or they scheduled one.
Yeah, we already got our DC though.
Yeah, it's their cornerback coach.
That's right. He can be your linebackers coach.
No.
I would not mind Lovie
Mike
Smith.
Singletary won one game in coaching high school football in 2 seasons. No, thank you. I think he's 1-21 as a high school.
Yeah, I don't want him either.
I gotta give out 2 props though about that game. One, the Leonard Fournette for that run. 6
that was godly.
Yes, it was.
That was that good run.
Yeah,
Well, that was on
and then I
the
gotta
too.
give B. Christensen props for actually, being a realistic fucking fan and taking the shit on it. Because
Yeah.
you're doing,
Yeah. You wouldn't expect it from him, from a sped, but he's probably the most realistic Packers fan there is.
You wouldn't expect it from a guy that said the Cavs are our biggest threat in the East. But
Hey,
hey,
we are the GOAT.
And then
I
fuck the
knew
Packers, because I can't stand
yeah.
leaving off on, complimenting
Yeah,
the
fuck the
Packers.
Packers. Yeah.
All
Hurts
right,
to
on
compliment
three,
you a little bit.
all right. Before we move on one, we're gonna all say fuck the Packers. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck the
Fuck
Packers.
Fuck
Fuck
Aaron
Kevin
Rodgers.
King.
Fuck everything they stand for.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Isaiah.
All right.
Fuck Wisconsin.
All right, well, guys.
Wow, you're gonna diss my state now.
All right,
Good call,
guys.
refs, good call.
Let's go on to the next subject, and it's to the next dance. Honestly, we head to the Super Bowl, and I want to hear you guys' predictions. Let's go with our guest. QC, you want to go first? Who do you have winning this Super Bowl, and why?
I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because I just feel like that high-powered offense is just gonna have no problems outscoring Tampa Bay regardless of what the defense does.
Mhm.
Even though, I'm not saying that Tampa Bay doesn't have a chance, but give me the Chiefs.
All right.
Okay.
And Jay.B, who do you have winning this year's Super Bowl?
I also have the Chiefs as well. Kind of the same thing for, as QC said. Now, I know the one thing I'm iffy of, okay? Tom Brady, we talked about this. Tom Brady does have that it factor. He always has. He's a fucking GOAT. He's clutch as fuck in these moments. He's played in this moment before.
Yep.
But so has Patrick Mahomes just last year. And as we've seen in that Packers game, Tom Brady really didn't look that good. Like we've talked about a couple times. He threw 3 fucking interceptions, and
It was
all of them
two
were just
halves.
they were just
good
bad.
first half, bad second half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my thing with this Chiefs team is you give them an inch, they'll take it a mile. I mean,
It's not like the Packers.
you give them 3 turnovers, that's 3 touchdowns right there. There no ifs,
That's
ands,
3
buts about
touchdowns. Yep.
They're
it. You can't make those
facing
mistakes.
give
me the
future
Chiefs.
GOAT who could be better than Brady.
I'll even give you a score prediction. Give me the Chiefs, 34-27.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Before you continue, QC, who do you got winning MVP?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, JB. Who do you?
Ooh.
I think was a good contestant for it, but I mean, does Rodgers lose and take him out of full running?
No,
Because
Super Bowl
as much as I
MVP.
hate him-
Super Bowl.
Super
MVP.
Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl
Bowl.
MVP. My bad. I think my season MVP.
We could see them. Yeah.
Damn, Tyreek Hill's a damn good one. That's the obvious one. I'm gonna go with a crazy one here.
Don't you take it. Don't you take it from me.
Honey Badger?
That's what I was thinking. It's Taramatu right there. It's the Honey Badger low key. But no, I'm going to give it to Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Okay.
If they win, he has like a 300, 400 yard game. They might fucking give it to him. If not, it'll be Tyreek Hill.
All right.
I want to go next.
Yeah.
I'm about to put on the big boy pants, ladies and gentlemen. See, everyone on this podcast, when they do their predictions, they're gonna pick the Chiefs. They're gonna go the easy pick. They're doing the little baby pick. I'm putting on the big boy pants, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, I am. Why? Because Tom Brady is his 10th Super Bowl appearances. He has 6 titles, chasing his 7th. He'll be if he wins the Super Bowl, he'll be the greatest sports athlete out of any sport. Greater athlete than Michael Jordan, greater athlete than Cristiano Ronaldo, greater athlete than Patrick Mahomes. Also, because him and Gronk in the Super Bowl, him and Rob Gronkowski, and the last 2 Super Bowls they played very well. Against the LA Rams, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski on the last drive ended the LA Rams season. Also, I expect Mike Evans to go off this year. Mike Evans is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. No one talks about him.
I fucking love Mike
I'm
Evans.
gonna say he has
I do too.
over 100 yards in this game. Chris Godwin hasn't been that impressive this year, but I think he steps it up. But the biggest reason, the most hungriest player on this Buccaneers team, Antonio Brown, after what he did, after all his mental issues, for him to get back to the NFL, his only chance at a Super Bowl, I think he'll show up big in this game. I think him and Brady will have a great connection. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets his 7th, and he'll solidify as the greatest NFL player to ever live.
Yeah. I want to go
MVP.
there. MVP.
What's your score?
MVP?
What's your score?
MVP score prediction?
Mhm.
I'm going 34-27, and then my MVP Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Okay.
You and I predict the same score.
I'll go
Yep,
next.
just different teams.
I want to say some stuff.
Just two different teams.
Tom Brady over Michael Jordan. That's not smart. Michael
At
Jordan
7
any day.
rings, out of all sports, no one had, other than Bill
Yeah.
Russell, who played in a soft league, no one has 7 rings other than Bill
But
Russell.
he did it 3 times.
Jordan never
Yeah.
lost.
That's
Yeah.
right, but I just think
There is Tiger Woods.
Sure.
Yeah, Tiger
Tiger.
Woods. Like,
He has
Brady
always
is the
won
best in all sports.
I think if he wins this, he will be the best athlete in sports history.
People will
But-
definitely talk about it, and it's a debate. But
it's a
obviously I'm gonna say
debate.
it's MJ.
Listen, I'm putting on the big boy pants today. I'm making hot takes with this. Pick.
The only reason I'd say MJ is because
Yeah.
of the impact he had on just the
The
world
impact,
outside
yeah, I
of
agree.
sports.
Yeah, and
But
I want to continue. But, anyways. To
You
continue.
got a point you got to make.
I hope to God Antoine Winfield Jr. is playing.
Yep, he is. No, he will.
I
He will
hope
be.
everyone's playing
will
on
be.
that team.
I really wanted him to come to Chicago. I know
love
he wanted
that
the
man.
Vikings.
I love that man.
Speaking of him,
so-
QC, I chose him to be defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really,
Yeah,
Good shit.
yep, Isaiah did.
He did.
Good shit. That was my guy. I was kind of pissed we took Cole Kmet, to be honest with you, because I was like, I wanted Winfield Jr.
I
but
thought
think
the
Cole Kmet
Vikings
would
were
be
gonna
good.
go both Winfields because they had
Me too.
Antoine Winfield Senior.
Yeah,
Me
and
too.
that was one of my favorite players ever to watch play. Like arguably top 3 of my favorite all-time NFL players just to watch play. He had fun on the field.
Yeah.
He's a joy to fucking just
Mhm.
watch.
I would want Winfield over. Who do you take
NFL's
in
a
the first round?
businessman. You never know.
All right.
They
I
have
could end up on the Vikings one day.
All right, B. Christian.
Maybe.
Give us your take for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
To continue, you have Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady, current GOAT versus future GOAT. You have Tyreek Hill versus Mike Evans, good number 1 matchup. Mike Evans can't get shut down by a top corner though, but this is going to be a good matchup. But game-winning drive, Patrick Mahomes versus the Bucks defense. Mahomes is going to drive it 90 yards down the field to, you ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Mecole Hardman green pass for a touchdown for the game winner with 5 seconds left.
He drops it.
Wins it. He drops it.
Imagine.
Imagine.
For life, B. Christian.
I know, but Mecole Hardman with the game-winning touchdown scored. But
So wait.
Clyde
Mr.
Edwards-Helaire would be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Whoa,
rushing for over
whoa.
150 yards.
No,
Good
you
take,
you
actually.
You
don't believe that.
No,
don't believe
that's my MVP. And my
You don't
final
believe
score of
that.
that game will be 30 to 30 Chiefs.
He's just trying to be bold.
No, you don't believe that.
Well,
I'm not picking the Bucks because fuck the Bucks.
You
And I
don't
also
believe
wanna
Clyde
mention-
Edwards-Helaire is the MVP.
I do. But I also want to
don't
mention
believe
something
that.
else. Why I think MG's going to be wrong this Super Bowl. I warned Niners fans last year. Before I met Isaiah. I want to say this. The Packer curse. It's going to hit Tampa Bay like it hit the Niners, the Seahawks, and the Falcons. Because every year after the Packers won the Super Bowl, any team that beat them in the NFC Championship game lost the Super Bowl.
You just, I don't care about that. You
real
just
quick.
don't believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the MVP.
I do.
No team has also ever played a Super Bowl at home, so I
At
think Tom
home.
Brady's out here breaking the norm. So
I don't know. We'll see which one comes in.
all right. So, with that, all of you
43.
guys doing your predictions. I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go back my homie up, MG. I'm gonna go
Let's
with
go.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl, to be the first team to ever win a Super Bowl at home. And I'm gonna agree with MG. If Tom Brady wins this, he's the greatest player in all major sports.
I agree.
Crap, though.
Even
And
with
also-
even with the losses, he's the greatest. No one could say they went to 10 Super Bowls and won 7. Who can say that?
70% Super Bowl percentage.
Well,
Mhm.
Mahomes is gonna pass it, probably knowing our
I
luck.
don't know, but Michael
Well,
Jordan could say he's been to
And
6 and never
before you
lost one.
finish,
Yeah.
before you finish, Isaiah and Jay.B, you have a great point for Michael Jordan. But look who Tom Brady in those Super Bowls went up against Kurt Warner. He went up against the Panthers. That was probably his worst team he beat.
Mhm.
Beat the
Eagles.
Panthers. Beat Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens, Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins. Oof, I'm so depressed at that loss.
Living life.
Giants twice. Then he beat Russell Wilson in the Seahawks. Then he beat Atlanta on a 28-3 comeback. Then he beat the LA Rams, who were arguably the best team in the league that year.
Yep.
Tom Brady beat
Nah, I would take the
top
Saints that
quarterbacks.
year.
Tom Brady, and all of his Super Bowls, he's beat top quarterbacks. He beat Russell Wilson. He beat Donovan McNabb. He came back 28-3 against the MVP Matt Ryan. He defeated the Rams offense that year, who was great with Todd Gurley, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp. He beat all these great guys. He outperformed all these great guys. And if he beats Patrick Mahomes this year, he's the greatest athlete in all of sports.
And let's not forget that he also did that. He did beat them a couple of years ago when he went to the Super Bowl
AFC
against the Rams in the AFC Championship game. He did beat them.
Yep.
So I'm not afraid of this matchup, and especially at home. Even though they did lose to them earlier in the season, it's different. It's a different environment. It's playoff. It's playoff fucking Brady. Who's better than
Yep.
playoff Brady? Nobody.
No
No
one.
one.
No one is.
Especially not playoff Rodgers.
Yeah, especially not playoff Rodgers. And I've been always with my score prediction. I'm gonna go 38-28. Bucks.
Ooh, tempo.
10-point game.
And you guys, you know me, MG, B Christian.
Mhm.
You know I love to give the
Yeah.
defense a love, right?
Mhm.
My man,
know you
so
MVP.
has
I
Roquan
know
Smith,
know
linebackers.
I know
Him,
you're MVP.
him and Roquan Smith. Devin White, who's been literally in the
Yeah.
shadows, who got snubbed out of a Pro Bowl, which Pro Bowls don't really matter. It's just a popularity contest. I have him winning Super Bowl MVP, being one of the few to win Super Bowl MVP.
Devin White.
Devin
Yup.
White to win Super Bowl MVP. I'm gonna say he gets 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and one of those, and that interception is the dagger shot. Is gonna be the Chiefs drive down the field. He goes all the way 50 yards to the house and wins the Super Bowl for the Bucks.
Mm. You got Devin White putting on the big boy pants and
Because-
stepping up to the challenge.
I made a bet with Jay.B saying that Fred Warner was gonna be better than Roquan Smith, and I was wrong. And I'll admit that. When I'm wrong, I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's got to shave his head. by the way.
Roquan, yeah, after the Super Bowl, I gotta shave my head. These boys don't get the respect they deserve. Roquan, Devin White, Devontae David,
Levante David.
and Shaq Barrett. They don't get the love they deserve.
That defense is good, man.
That defense is so
linebacking
good, and the fact that they're gonna get Antoine Winfield Jr. back, and they're gonna get Whitehead back too, and they're gonna get Antonio Brown back. Give me the Buccaneers to win this. And Tom Brady, he's gonna have a similar similar game to the NFC Championship game, but I think he gets 3 touchdowns and 4 turnovers.
All right.
Ooh, so you got him kind of, being shaky. Well, the thing is, though, Brady is so good. He could throw 3 picks and still win the game because when it matters most, he always comes clutch in that fourth quarter.
What needs to happen though is this Buccaneers secondary. They really need to step up because if you
They
look
have
at the
to.
last time they played, that's when Tyreek Hill had 270
200
yards and 3 touchdowns.
I had him on fantasy that week. Thank
Yeah,
you, Tyreek.
Yeah.
He had
I wish I
over
did.
200 in the first half.
Well, you
And
had
then
your
they-
fair week after, GB.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, never mind. That's the one. Anyway, but yeah, they need a really game plan for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, like I agree with QC here, he could very well be the MVP if they don't stop him again.
I do want
Yeah.
Bucks to win, but I think the Chiefs will
Yeah.
do it.
It's hard to
I
stop
think the Chiefs
Tyreek Hill. You have to be fast. Look at Richard Sherman. Look at
We sit
Tre'Davious.
here and talk about we talk about quarterbacks like Rodgers running a division. I really feel bad for people that are in that AFC.
Yeah.
Oh,
What were they in the AFC
West?
East or West? Excuse me. Yeah, the West. The Broncos fans. I feel bad for those Chargers fans. Raiders fans.
No, I feel bad for the Raiders Chargers because they went to Peyton
No
Manning.
matter what they do, forbidding injury, I hope injuries don't happen. But no matter what those three teams do, they're never going to be better than Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't think so.
Even Justin Herbert, as good as he is.
Yeah. Okay, but if you're gonna say
unless
that,
they make some wild trade.
If you're gonna say that, just
like a D-Hop.
I think the Chargers could be the team to beat them in not the playoffs, but like to take a crown maybe one year and
maybe
because
one, yeah.
the defense that they have,
like
the defense that they have when they're healthy, is one of the
Or
best.
the Raiders, yeah.
Derwin James, Casey
A team will
Hayward,
get them a
Chris
couple
Jr.
times.
Mm-hmm. And
But you gotta remember, they're starting to run out of prime Casey Hayward, prime Chris Harris.
Yeah, but they still got young Derwin James, young Joey Bosa, young Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, I want to give you that, but I'm just saying that they're gonna have to start working on their secondary if they want to keep.
Well, yeah,
that two
but
team.
because you know what's so good about that? They got young and old veteran players. They have a balance on that defense.
They do
have a good balance.
That's what I want.
Another thing about Herbert, I know it's kind of off topic, but we've seen what he did. He broke the rookie record with Anthony Lynn, the third worst coach in the NFL this year, behind Gase and O'Brien. The third worst coach, Anthony Lynn. Justin Herbert broke records. Imagine he gets a better guy, even like a Doug Peterson with Justin Herbert.
I
A
was
guy
sounding
that's
like
like
Packers
that.
fans.
Or a better guy like that. Or if they get Joe Brady, like you get somebody good to work with Justin Herbert better than Anthony Lynn. Justin Herbert can be so good, but the Chiefs are the Chiefs at the end of the day.
I agree at the end of the day.
I don't think the Chargers will be able to be the top dogs in the division, but the Chargers will be able to get the Chiefs to run for their money because of how good Herbert is. And if Keenan Allen got to stay healthy, dude.
yeah,
Keenan Allen has to learn how to stay healthy.
that ball.
Every year it seems like he has a good year, and then he gets hurt.
Well,
Yeah, I agree.
So-
But speaking of the rookies, Herbert's not winning Rookie of the Year. It's gonna be Jefferson. Come on.
all right, so
Please, bro. I know it ain't gonna be though, but I hope
You
so.
gotta give it to Jefferson.
You broke Randy Moss.
all right,
With all respect, you gotta give it to Jefferson, man. That kid's worn it up.
all right. So with that, we move on to our next topic. I want to talk about the offseason, well, because all our teams are looking for stuff. I want to start with QC. What do you expect for the Vikings to do this offseason?
Yup.
What do I expect them to do?
What do you want
Man,
and stuff like that?
I want them to get offensive line. I want them to go after the offensive line and maybe a linebacker. Well, not even. I don't even think we need to draft a linebacker. We got Eric Wilson. I don't want Anthony Barr back. I don't give a fuck. Get rid of that contract. Get rid of Kyle Rudolph's contract too. No offense to either of them. I love them both. Like specifically Kyle Rudolph, but I think with Conklin and Smith, it's time for us to just move on. Like we got what we need. We're keeping them around as a sentimental thing at this point, and that's just it's business, you know. But I want the offensive line like I've wanted since the beginning of fucking time. It feels like I just want offensive line, bro.
I actually have you guys taking Rashawn Slater
The offensive lineman
out of Northwestern.
in the draft.
Offensive lineman. He's a great.
Great offensive
I
lineman.
want
Is he
him,
from
but I have
what?
him going to you guys at
TCU?
14. Northwestern.
Northwestern. Other people.
Yeah.
And he plays tackle. He can play guard, and he can
Guard,
play center too.
Second
That's
best
a
offensive
level
lineman in the
grade.
draft behind Penei Sewell.
I agree.
I don't know. Penei Sewell always could fall because anything's possible in the NFL.
Nah,
draft.
the
not gonna
Bengals guys
fall, so.
sold on Penei Sewell.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. People thought, dude, look at Rodgers. Look like
So
players
well
do fall.
done.
It is
This is a tackle,
Listen,
not a quarterback with question marks.
tackles don't fall, B. If tackles
Tackles don't
fell,
fall.
Andrew Thomas wouldn't went to the Giants at 4.
I know.
Facts.
I'm just saying. You
Tackles
never
don't
know.
fall.
We're gonna
I
have
don't
Danielle
know.
Hunter back. We're gonna have Danielle Hunter back. We're gonna have Michael Pierce at nose tackle. Those rookie corners are gonna have more experience. We're gonna have Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith at safety. Like Anthony Harris is way better than he played last year.
Harrison slept on.
What about
Don't
Jeff
talk about
Gladney? He's going to be your second-year corner this year. Out of
That's what I'm
TCU.
saying. Yeah, Gladney's. I like Gladney, man. I just want to see him like just the way I feel the same way kind of going into next year as I felt this year about him. I just want to see him get better as he goes. Because I'm more impressed with Cam Dansler, honestly.
Okay.
He was a 3rd round pick or 2nd round pick, I don't remember. But yeah.
Question: is Adam Thielen officially the number 2 receiver behind J. Jeff?
Shit, that is a good question. He might be, but if you ask me right now, no, not right now.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because yeah. Thielen is just like I'm not gonna take anything away from Thielen just because how good Jefferson did this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now since you're done with the Vikings, Jay.B, what do you expect from the Bears to do this offseason? And even though I know you as a Bears fan, you don't really expect much because of the management you have out there. But what do you want and what do you expect?
So what I want is us to. Allen Robinson's gone through and through, and I'm actually at full grips here of okay, let's just shake hands. Thank you for your time here. You know, your value went up. You're welcome for that as well. We gave him a shot. You know, after that torn ACL coming off from the Jags. What I really want us to do is obviously Deshaun fucking Watson. That's number goddamn one. Right your wrongs here. Let's go. Because I know there's a lot of talks right now that you're gonna have to give up multiple 1st-round picks to get Deshaun Watson. And if you look at Ryan Pace's history in the 1st round, besides really Roquan Smith, I'm okay with that. Give him all the fucking 1st-round picks you want because he sucks in the 1st round anyway. So that's obviously what I want. And my point, what I was making with Robinson is another thing I'd also like to do is maybe franchise, like tag and trade him and move up in the draft, maybe to that 11th spot with the Giants. I'm sure they wouldn't mind moving back to 20. They get a good wide receiver, Allen Robinson, and still get a pick of the 20th. We get a pick of 11. We jump 1 spot in front of the Niners. Maybe take Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. I really like him. You guys have known for the last year and a half I've been really fucking high on him.
Yep.
But that's what I want. What we're going to do, this is the fucking Bears we're talking about here. This is the same team that didn't even talk to Deshaun Watson. And didn't even think about Patrick Mahomes and traded up with the Niners for a spot.
Thank you.
You took Solomon Thomas, and we both could have had Mahomes. Now we look at it, we both could have had Watson too. So anyway,
and now you're both want to trade for him.
Now we're both wanting to trade for him. So what I want us to do is, I already said that, but what I expect us to do is maybe fucking take some bum. Maybe take Mac Jones, or realistically,
Jimmy G.
Maybe Jimmy G. That was my next point I was going to make. Jimmy G was, Ryan Pace was high on Jimmy G when the Niners first traded for him. I highly expect us to be the trades. If Matthew Stafford, like all the reports are making out to be, actually does go to San Francisco and leaves the Lions to go to San Francisco, that's the fucking Jimmy G trade talk is going to fucking skyrocket more than it is right now. Or they cut him. Either or. There is an option on his contract.
We save more money if we cut him, but I think it would be more.
You would save more money, but you could also get more draft capital.
That's the thing. I'd rather trade him and just lose the $2 million in dead cap.
Oh, it's only $2 million for y'all. Then it's not even really that. Yeah. But I honestly don't want that. Like all that's going to resort to. Why would you? It would be such a Chicago thing, though, wouldn't it? Let's trade for another injury-prone quarterback. Who's
another average number 10.
Another average number 10 quarterback, literally. And at the end of the day, he's gonna get injured. I'm not wishing injury, but it's realistic. He can't stay healthy, and we're gonna end up putting in Nick Foles or whatever poor guy we draft in the 2nd or 3rd round, fucking Dustin Crum or some shit.
Crum, yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, man, like my expectations. The sad thing is, if we trade for Jimmy G, he's already one of the best Bears quarterbacks of all time.
You've been saying this a while, too, and it's been pretty funny to hear that come out of your mouth. Especially because you've been shitting on him.
But that is a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't have much expectations.
Thank God you didn't try to go get Watson. Thank God.
Dude, imagine it having... see, that's where I'm thinking. Like, obviously, I'd love to have Watson on the team. It's tempting.
Yeah.
You know? But when you think about it, if we do give away for a couple 1st-round picks and a couple players, though, from that defense, how much better are we going to be than the Texans? Not much. So
Not right now.
Not right, yeah. Not right
So
now.
you build
And
around fucking Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
and
but
his
it's the Pace
2021
family.
contract, it's only a 10 mil hit, so the Bears could actually technically afford it, then just worry about 2022 when it comes.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson and Allen Robinson with David Montgomery.
Oh,
That's gonna be
and-
gone.
That's too
and-
much of a dream. That's too much of a
And
dream.
Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet,
A-Rob
that-
has to go.
someone
No matter what.
a lot of people seem to forget about because he tore his ACL early this year. Tariq Cohen. It's not
Tariq Cohen.
like
Mhm.
that
We're
man.
gonna forget about
That man is a
Tariq Cohen.
weapon on our offense. A lot of people forget about him.
Mooney scares me, bro. I actually like the.
I know. I know
love
he
Mooney.
scares me too.
He's impressive.
And he's only gonna get better.
Well,
JB,
Dude, how often do you see a Bears rookie receiver, especially a 5th-round pick, do anything in his first year, let alone almost have 1,000 yards?
yeah.
Let's go.
JB,
What
I
up,
got two
MG?
things for you. You did.
Yes.
JB said he called it this year. He said Darnell Mooney will be better than Jalen Rager, and he was
did.
right. And then the next thing, I have your trade for you. You trade Akeem Hicks, 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and you get Deshaun Watson.
Take a key
I'd take
hit
that.
from that D line.
I'd take that.
please. But
I'd take that. If we have a
do it for
4th-round
Jimmy
pick,
G. Do it for
Yeah,
Jimmy
you
I
still have
take
a
that.
4th and a 5th.
See, as much as I love Akeem Hicks, his mom and his family's from Chicago, and before COVID, his mom was at every single game, and every time he'd make a sack, he'd point up to her in the stadium or like try to pay tribute to her. You know what I mean? I love that with Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks is one of my favorite players, and honestly, he doesn't get talked about how much he
Yeah.
is the captain to this defense.
Yeah,
If you watch his mic'd up, they're probably one of the best mic'd ups you'll ever watch
Yeah,
in your life. I
like,
promise.
Phillip Rivers is better, but yeah.
No,
Yeah, Philip
Phillip
Rivers is better.
but I want to say something too. You guys also are going to be getting Eddie Goldman
Facts, yeah.
back.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you, Hayden. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how Eddie Goldman's probably top 5
Yeah.
defense or nose tackle.
I said he's one of the best defensive tackles.
Like,
I
I
think
would
Chris
take Clark over,
Jones,
but-
Fletcher Cox,
I
Aaron
would not
Donald.
take Kenny Clark over him actually.
Yeah.
Kenny-
No.
My top 10 or top 8 D linemen is Aaron Donald,
See,
Chris Jones, Fletcher Cox, DeForest Buckner, Kenny Clark, and then I can put Eddie Goldman right there.
Like,
I'm not even trying to sound biased, but I would put Goldman over Clark. My reason is, what's your nose tackle / D tackle supposed to do? Clog up the middle and
Keep
prevent
it.
the fucking running
yeah.
game. Did he do that in the fucking 2019
Well,
NFC Championship against the
You guys
49ers? No, he
also
did
have
not.
Akeem Hicks to go.
No,
along
he did
with.
not.
He had no one to go with Kenny Clark. And when we started getting,
What about the Smith
snaps,
brothers?
like,
You have
Oh,
edge rushers. With the
Edge
Smith
rusher.
brothers.
Oh,
That's
edge rushers,
fine.
okay.
Like, yeah, edge rusher. But when we
Vikings are
got
gonna need an
snaps,
edge rusher too.
oh yeah. Oh, by the way, we were thinking about. Speaking of the Packers, I'll go next. But to JB to mention, you were mentioning that, but we did not have snacks in that run game. Once we got snacks, Kenny Clark started feeding up. He needs that second person like Eddie Goldman had.
Max Harrison. He's gonna be gone
Max
after this year
Harrison's like-
anyway.
I know
fine.
he's gonna be gone after
You're
this year.
looking
but
to
still.
replace him again. You're gonna be talking about the same story, same song, different dance.
I know. Like,
Same.
we have some key major parts to do. First off, get rid of Kevin King. Done. Move on. I think, sadly, this is Aaron Jones.
Then you're
Last
gonna
Sunday
draft
was
4
Aaron
more
Jones.
defensive backs to replace Kevin.
Oh
King.
my gosh, you're right.
That's tough.
But sadly, Sunday was Aaron Jones' last game as a Packer.
What y'all trying to do with Josh Jackson?
I don't want it to be, but I think Aaron Jones is gone.
Oops, my bad.
I think Aaron Jones is gone after this
Yes,
year.
me too.
Like, this year's over. Because we're fucked at cap right now. We have so many players we got re-signed that are signable. I did research. Robert Tonyan and Allen Lazard are unrestricted free agents, so I'm not worried about them. But Corey Linsley's gone. I think the only big player that's not unrestricted that's coming back is Jamal Williams.
Wait, Tonyan's
Oh,
restricted?
Tonyan is unrestricted, I believe, or
He's
restricted.
unrestricted. Well, that's a big difference if he's unrestricted or
I think
restricted.
restricted. My bad.
So isn't it if he's restricted, they have to like a team can offer him a contract and the Packers have to match it, and he has
Yeah,
to
it's like the Kyle
guess
Fuller
it's-
thing. with Green
Okay,
Bay.
so
I guess
that can
I'm
still hurt you
confused all
guys
the
in that
time.
long run. I hope you know that he can
Yeah,
still
that can
lead.
hurt us. Yeah, he can still lead, but I'm like confident he'll be back on like these other
Especially-
players.
Especially with that big season he had.
Oh yeah,
If a desperate team that's desperate as fuck for a tight end, like let's say the Patriots or the Bengals, that are desperate, and they just see what Tonyan did. They can throw some fucking money at him that you guys don't have.
The Jets,
they can.
the Jets,
The
if
Jets,
they say
the
they get
Jets
Deshaun
have a
Watson.
lot of money.
I don't think the Jets will go after Tanya.
They could be like, here, Rob Bertani, come play for us for $9 million a year. Here's like a $45-50 million contract. Y'all ain't gonna pay for that. Y'all ain't gonna match that. I hope you do.
I don't think they would do that, and
I don't think they will.
I don't think he would leave for the Jets unless it
No.
was
That's what I'm
that
saying.
much.
Unless they get
Unless
Deshaun Watson.
Unless it's a fat contract.
Yeah. I think the
But if they
player
get
that's
Watson-
gonna go to the Jets that was on this Green Bay team is Aaron Jones. Actually,
Tony
I
should
think
stay.
he'll- yeah, he should. He should. Same with Lazard. I think they both will stay. But I think the only person we're going to see back from this free agency class for Green Bay that's like unrestricted is Jamal Williams.
Restricted though, that shit can get scary sometimes if your team doesn't have cap space. Like if the Bears did not have the cap space we did in 2017, 2018 offseason, Kyle Fuller would be a Packer right now.
I want to say this: Kyle Fuller would be a Packer. Jair would not, because we took Jair the draft that we did not get Fuller.
But luckily we had the money to match that deal.
Yeah, I want to say thank you too, because we got a younger guy.
I want to say thank you too. You guys overpaid
it
for
worked out
Amos.
for the both of us. Hey, it worked out for both of us. But Amos is having a good year.
We paid Deshaun Gibson $1 million. You paid Amos how much? Like 35, 40 mil. Got the same production.
Anyways, but I also want to tell Preston Smith too.
Yes.
Because I did research. We will save 60 mil if we get rid of Preston Smith this year.
16 or 60? 60 or 16?
16.
Jesus,
Motherfucker ain't getting 60 million.
yeah, I was about to say, you ain't getting no
no.
fucking 60 million.
16.
He's getting like 40
mil
mil.
will help. Yeah, he gets 40. 16 mil will help us out a ton. Because that could get us the biggest hole on our offense besides our own line is the slot receiver. We have not had a good slot receiver since Randall Cobb, because look at what Rodgers can do with the slot. 4th and 9. And then the 2018 year when Randall Cobb had another 4th and 9 for a tutty. Like, Rodgers needs a slot receiver. And in the beginning of the year, I thought that was going to be Kumar. I thought the problem would be the number 1.
Excuses.
But I was wrong. We let Kumar off. I'm glad we did, because I was doing more research. Like, he's not good. I want to draft that person, actually. I want to rely heavily on this draft. I want to get a corner in the first, a wide out in the second, and then a lineman in the third. That's what I want to focus on. And if we could get a defensive tackle, a young one cheap, or a young cheap veteran to go next Clark, I'll be happy, because I don't want to resign Snacks. Like, it's going to be interesting in Green Bay this offseason.
Yeah, and
You say a
MG.
cheap young veteran?
Yes.
Keep young.
They have to be cheap,
Steve
and I want
Young.
them young.
So Steve Young.
Haha.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay, but MG, what do you expect and what do you want from this offseason for the Eagles?
All right, so this is gonna get a little bit. I've had energy this whole episode, but this is gonna bring my mood down. The Eagles are $70 million. Howie Roseman, right now, this is gonna be a rant. Howie Roseman, I need you to cut Zach Ertz. I need you to get rid of Jason Peters. If you bring Jason Peters back, it's the end. You need to cut Deshaun Jackson. You need to cut Alshon Jeffrey. You need to get rid of Derek Barnett, because that was a waste of a 14th overall pick, Derek Barnett. I'm sorry, but it's true. Also, if you bring back Jalen Mills one more year, that's also a waste of money, because he does nothing but do stupid flex dance moves when he makes one big tackle. And then we always bring back old guys. We always bring back these guys like Jason Peters. We always bring back these guys like Derek Barnett. Why? They're not producing to the team. They hold up our cap. Deshaun Jackson is 34 years old. Why is he still on our team? He's obviously washed up, and he probably gets injured more than Carson Wentz. And that's sad. Also, another problem is you need to figure out if you're going to trade Carson Wentz. You need to figure out, because we're not about to have him be a backup quarterback, and his contract has $128 million on it. $109 million guaranteed. So we need to figure that out. And then, now this is going to be my dream. This is what I want. I want the Eagles to clear cap. We need to sign Kenny Galladay. We need Kenny Galladay. We also need to sign Devin White.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a dream.
Hmm.
We also need to. I would like us to trade Zach Ertz to the Jets for a 2023 first round pick.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not going to happen. I
If
would
we
say
can get Chris Godwin, Devin White, and we can get the Jets to be dumb and get a future first round pick for Zach Ertz, I'll be the happiest man on earth.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and what do you what realistically what do you think is gonna happen?
Well, what I think is gonna happen is that I think that we're gonna trade Zach Ertz. I think we're gonna trade him to the Jets for a third round pick. Um, I think that we're gonna let Jalen Mills walk. I think we're gonna cut Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. I think we keep Carson Wentz and we keep Jalen Hurts. I think I think we draft Jamar Chase in the first round, and then the second round to replace Jason the Bum Peters, and to fill up one of our offensive lineman holes. In the second round, we get Alex Leatherwood or Deontay Brown in the second round of the draft, and then in like the third, fourth, or fifth round, we get a guy like Amari Rodgers from Clemson.
All right. Well,
Okay.
is that it? Do you think that's the key? That's the future?
I think that's what realistically is gonna happen because we have to use the draft because we have no cap. As long as we get, I think we're gonna get rid of Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, and Deshaun Jackson, and we're gonna draft two receivers, and we also would draft a corner as well.
All right. Okay. Now it's my turn.
Mhm.
What I want from the Niners, Deshaun Watson, just like Jay.B. If we get Deshaun Watson, we're winning a Super Bowl. There's no question about it. A healthy 49ers team, even I'm fine with giving up multiple first round picks. I'm not giving up Nick Bosa, none of those guys, not Fred Warner, not Dre Greenlaw, none of those guys. But I'll give up multiple first rounds, second rounds, and third rounds because we could draft in the later rounds. And I think that would be fun. I think him and we can get a veteran like a Hilton will be good. I think we could be good with that. But what realistically will happen? Kenny Golladay is gonna go to the Niners. Stafford's gonna go to the San Francisco 49ers, and I think we're gonna let Kendrick Bourne walk.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna let Coleman walk. We're gonna let McKinnon walk.
Okay.
We're gonna re-sign Fred Warner, Trent Williams. And I think this is gonna be, and then I still think Jimmy G's gonna get traded. Because with cutting Jimmy G, we'll go up to 35 or 38 million in cap. Cutting him would give us 25 or 28 million in cap. So that would be great for us to cut him or even trade him for like a third or second. And in the draft,
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago probably. And in the draft, if we do, I think MG's gonna like this. I want that Penn State linebacker.
Micah Parsons.
I want Michael Parsons. If we do everything, I want a number 3 like we did 2 years ago with Quan Alexander, Dre Greenlaw, and Fred Warner.
Fred Warner. That'd make your linebacker core deadly.
Mm-hmm.
That
Get an
would.
athletic speed guy like Micah Parsons,
Mm,
along
I
with
think-
Fred Warner.
Yeah,
and,
I think y'all.
And especially this
Yeah.
being a very heavy cornerback draft, we could get
Yep.
cornerbacks in the second and third round where we have multiple picks in the second and third.
Yeah, that's why I also want to get a cornerback in the late rounds and go slot wide open first.
Yeah, but there's not really much for the Niners in my opinion besides
Mm.
the main thing, the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
And
Everything to
well,
you guys.
yeah, and besides that, is there anything else you guys want to say? MG?
Is Hasty and Mostert gonna be your two backs?
It's gonna be Hasty, Mostert, and who's the other guy? Hasty, Mostert, and
I know.
Jeff Wilson Jr. We just re-signed him.
Jeff Wilson Jr. Yup.
Most should serve for you guys.
I think Mostert or Hasty might start.
No,
I think it'll be
Jeff
Mostert.
Wilson's gonna probably
Well,
start.
because the Niners go off of who did the best.
I know.
And that's why Jeff
But-
Wilson Jr. will start because
I
he had
know.
the most rushing yards of the team.
But Moser was hurt too.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Whoever did better prediction.
Yeah.
Next man up.
Yeah, next man.
Yeah,
up.
next man up.
Lakers, like what you say, be Christian.
I know, but I like Raheem Moser as a player though. I don't want to see him.
When he was
Considering
bitching,
the Eagles.
I don't want to go on a little rant. When Raheem Mostert was bitching about he wants a better contract, shut your ass up, boy. If you leave the Niners, you have to go to a system team because you're a system. No, you're a running back by committee. You're not a number one running back.
Yeah.
Shut your ass up. You ain't worth no damn.
And they winning number one money too.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't worth that
Nah,
number
no
one
way.
money.
You're not giving no
I would
money,
not-
no Denver
honestly,
money. Derrick Henry.
I would take Raheem Moser from you to go back to running back by committee because that actually did good for us
No,
this
you're
year.
not getting Raheem Mostert. We already signed him.
Let the man try to get his money. Let him try to get his money.
Not in Green Bay, but I
Um,
want him cheap if he does.
I
Because
do
I
have
like
one thing.
the committee. All right.
What's up?
NG, who did you say it was that you said all they do is do like a fucking some dance when they get a tackle.
Oh,
That's-
Jalen Mills. When
They
he
get,
gets
like, one tackle.
He flexes. Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, to just round it out and make it like all things right with the world here, shitting on the Packers at the end. Is it just me or were the fans like going crazy about every little fucking play during that game?
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Every
Was it just me?
kickoff, they were like, yeah. I remember they punted or every kick or punt. I remember they punted to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay like didn't get a gain, but they had it on like the 40, 45, like
I remember
great field
that
position,
Uh-huh.
and the crowd's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They
shut
got-
the fuck up.
They got the ball at like the 40-yard line.
Oh, for a second, for a second, I thought he was gonna shit on Juju Smith-Schuster.
Corvette.
I do not want Juju.
I noticed that too. I was like, dude,
It'd be-
just a punt.
It'd be
Yeah.
a Packers thing to sign Juju.
Dude, like he would be a number 2 wideout. I would hate his TikTok antics, but that would be it. Like I
He'll
would not
dance
mind
on the
him as a
Bears
player.
logo.
Bro, I
Oh,
would
no,
not
he's-
mind him
he's
as a
gonna-
player.
he will
It's what
die.
He does.
He will
that
die
pissed
if he
me
does
off,
that.
the Corvette. Oh yeah, he will. Especially in this rivalry, he will die.
If he
It's not a rivalry because no offense to Bears fan, but
no,
this ain't
like-
no rivalry.
Well, it's not a rivalry.
Well,
anymore. It's a
Isaiah, it
fucking
is a
It's not
rivalry.
anymore.
It's not a competitive
But-
rivalry.
Oh yeah,
What
that's
is
what it is.
what? It's a rivalry. They get
A
dirty.
rivalry doesn't have to be competitive. A rivalry is two divisional teams that hate each other. A
Yeah,
competitive rivalry is two teams that play good
have
against each other.
not been
we're
competitive
not competitive
since
at
the
all.
It's
early
not a
90s.
competitive rivalry, but it's
Yeah.
a rivalry because
The
the two
best-
teams have
yeah.
history.
The best time was the 80s and 90s. Ooh, that was
Neither of you were
Since
alive
y'all
to
got
see that.
fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Downfall.
Well, back in the 80s, 90s, that's when like our players would try to purposely hurt each other. Jay.B.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I remember a video. I forgot of who. I think one of our Green Bay's D line just arcade-oed one of your quarterbacks one year. I think it was
Wouldn't be
McMahon.
surprised.
And
I'm not
I
surprised.
didn't get called for it either.
yeah.
No, it did. This was
I
back
think
in the
weird.
80s.
All right. Well,
Does anyone remember the hints I gave y'all for today's trivia question?
no.
No.
All right.
Yes.
What is
It
the
was fuck. It was like.
PH.
What joke did you make, B. Christensen?
Was that DP?
DP.
DP 2016.
Yeah,
Yup.
DP 20.
All right. So
All right, what's the question?
which rookie quarterback has the highest NFL passer rating in NFL history as a rookie? A. Dan Marino. B. Robert Griffin III. C. Dak Prescott. Or
Oh, well.
D. Tom Brady.
It's C. DP.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
It's Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
You should never have said it like the answers.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that y'all remembered the trivia from earlier.
I'm
A
not
little
gonna,
fun fact, but yeah.
I got one for you. I'm not gonna answer it since I got it. I was doing a video about Mike Preston and his defense. From in the 2019 season, what rank did the Green Bay Packers defense rank at
11.
the end of the year?
11.
All right, QC.
Wait,
I
what
just
did you
said-
say? What was the question?
I'm not gonna say it till then. What ranked defense did the Packers have at the end of the 2019-2020 season?
2019-2020. Last year?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the season, meaning like throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 15.
It was MG is correct. It was 11.
Yeah. Top 10, top 15 don't matter. Still lost
I
in the
remember
NFC
it wasn't that
Championship.
great, and then they got their shit together.
They did at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Then they got ran all over by Moser.
We got exposed.
That was my
exposed.
and a fun fact. I probably told you guys this millions of times. I was at that NFC Championship game.
No shit.
We're going to Miami.
We're going to Miami.
To Miami. And what happened next?
Shut up, bitch.
I got a trivia question for you guys since
Alright.
I've never asked. I don't think any of you four, and there's no reason you would know it probably off the top of your head, but you could probably figure it out. What is the fastest professional sports franchise to win a championship after it's being
The Ravens.
Ravens?
Ravens. Wait, are you talking? Wait. Are you talking pre Super Bowl?
In all sports,
In all sports. Oh,
all professional sports.
Was that the Diamondbacks when they beat the Yankees?
I know. I'm thinking Diamondbacks, and I'm also thinking early NFL days because technically the Bears, Giants, Packers were technically part of that.
I believe it is the Diamondbacks, unless you can prove it wrong. As far as I know, the Diamondbacks were
When they
created in
beat the
'98,
Yankees.
and they won it all.
Would you count pre-Super Bowl like championships?
No,
That's the thing.
no, you don't.
Alright, I got a question.
If not, it would be the Diamondbacks.
Of the day. Which is the oldest NFL franchise to play in the same stadium?
Chicago Bears.
Well,
I
alright. Anyone else want to
Bears.
answer?
I believe it's the Bears.
Wait. Again, what was the question?
Which NFL team has played in the same stadium for the longest in NFL history?
I believe the Bears.
Alright, that's your answer.
Shit, let me
Locked in.
think.
You can't change it.
I can't change it. I believe it is.
Does this continue till today, or was it the longest stretch?
Till today.
Okay.
They still play in the stadium.
Fuck, man. I feel like it's Lambeau, but
It's Lambeau, isn't it?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You are correct. It is
Bro,
actually the Green Bay Packers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, QC boys. You like how it's the two non-Packers fans?
I was almost talked out of it by the fact that B. Christensen didn't know that. You know, I thought like if he would know what it was.
See, me too.
Bro,
I was like, it's a Packers, right? And then he's like, it's a Bears. I'm like, wait, what? So
I
you
thought
should know this.
Soldier was made in the 50s.
Yeah.
Nah,
Damn, I was
The
thinking
Bears
Wrigley.
didn't use Soldier Field forever. We used Wrigley Field before
I
that,
know
too.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we were not always in Soldier Field. Yep.
I was thinking of Wrigley. Damn.
Yep.
Man,
Well, I've been a Lambeau, though, for a while.
I know Lambeau was built back in the.
So there you have it, folks. The
Wait,
Packers fan doesn't know his own.
I know when it was built. It was built at the end of the 50s, early 60s. I know that. I could have sworn the Soldier Field was built before it, though. That's
Google
why.
tell you that if you just looks at it.
Fuck the Lambeau Leap. Hurry up and build a fucking stadium, you fucking pansies.
What's wrong with Lambeau Field?
I mean,
The
Word Lambeau.
I'll give you.
Lambeau.
I want to say that
It's after our
injured
first
players
episode.
on the away team have to walk
Oh, yeah.
upstairs because
I
the locker
agree.
room
That-
upstairs
yeah.
in Green Bay.
I agree
Yeah.
that has to be fixed. Don't get me wrong, but all right, that's not a
Apparently,
bad
dude going
thing.
down a flight of stairs. Yeah, good job, Lambeau.
Yep,
Yeah.
guy has a torn ACL. He has to walk upstairs.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, you can walk it off.
Thanks, Lambeau.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
Isaiah,
Well-
your ACL it didn't go up.
All right, we're about to do it, boys. All right. Well, with that, I think we're done, right? There's no more.
Yeah.
No more time.
I just want to say that thank you to QC and Jay.B. The links to QC's channels will be in the description. Same with the links to my channel, MG channel, and Isaiah's channel. Go sub all of our channels out. And I'm
my
your
channel,
channel.
huh? I'm just kidding.
You don't post on it.
JB doesn't post on it, but still subscribe to him. And tell
Yeah.
him to post.
He's
But
gonna
go
st- he's
subscribe to
gonna
all
he's
of
gonna
us. Links will be in the description.
JB's gonna start an OnlyFans, so he needs to pay for it.
Appreciate
Never
it.
mind, I was gonna make a joke.
Just pictures of us
Appreciate
saying
you
that,
guys.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
appreciate you guys for having us on.
I appreciate you
It was
guys
fun.
again.
It's cool.
I thank you guys so much for coming in today. on a short notice too. We were just gonna do it us three, and then we were talking shit about the Packers and saying we were gonna do this, and then Jay.B wanted to do it, and then QC wanted to do it, so we're like, fuck it, let's just invite him. Thank you guys so much for joining today. I appreciate you both.
No problem.
MG,
Fuck
any
the
last
Packers.
words?
All right, guys, this is the greatest podcast. You just don't know it yet. Shout out to Jay.B and QC for coming on here and roasting the Packers. But really, this is a shout out to B. Christensen for taking all the heat and being a good Packer fan and not blaming the refs for everything. I mean, it was the right thing to do to not blame the refs, and B. Christensen was being a good fan today. Shout out to Isaiah for being the co-host of this podcast. Shout out to B. Christensen for hosting the podcast. I am the greatest host ever.
You ain't
That's
shit,
cap.
bitch.
I'm the greatest host. Come on, man.
I'm the greatest. Shut up. All right.
And yeah, all right. I'm
Yeah.
MJ. Isaiah's LeBron, and B. Christensen's Kobe.
No,
Alright.
don't ever put him as Kobe. He's fucking. He's Christopher Walken's after the whole thing.
No, I want to have this be my final words before I head up. The Jazz will beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. Good night, everyone.
I'm gonna fucking murder
That's
your whole career after I clip this. Again, thank you guys so much, and piss off.